Greetings, I'm St. Van Ayersdale, editor of The Reeler, and welcome back to ReelerTV in black and white from the Toronto International Film Festival. Today we have a very special conversation with Anton Corbijn, the director of Control, which the Weinsteins are releasing in New York in October. It is the much anticipated and quite terrific biopic of the late Joy Division singer Ian Curtis.
Here in TV land, arse is most definitely a swear word.
What about big dogs? Can you say that?
Seeing as how this is the first television programme which brought you the first appearances from everyone from the Beatles to the Buzzcocks, we like to think we bring you the most new and interesting sounds in the Northwest. They're called Joy Division. This is called Transmission.
A lot of directors have maybe theater backgrounds, have worked with actors, but they don't have the cinematic or the visual background. You have the direct opposite, visual background for decades, but you haven't worked with actors in this kind of capacity before. What was that like, and how did you negotiate that terrain?
Well, it was a very sort of scary part of filmmaking for me, you know, because you really jump into the deep end and you think you don't understand anything of it really, although you think you probably could deal with it somehow. But in the end, you know, it went quite smoothly because I had a great cast, you know, and people really wanted to be involved in this film and wanted to make this film. You know, I look forward to making another film now where I, you know, will not have this anxiety anymore about this part of filmmaking.
What was the level of collaboration between yourself, the actors, obviously, and the surviving members and other people who were kind of in the Joy Division, you know, circle, to make sure that this adhered to an authenticity of the period and of the music and the performances?
Well, we got some people like Tony Wilson, like Debbie Curtis, New Order guys, to give us some details that we needed, because there's very little, if anything, you can find on Ian Curtis's life visually. You know, document, there's no film, there's only some Joy Division performances, but unlike nowadays, you know, not everything these days was filmed and recorded. We tried to get as close to it as possible. Peter Hook gave us his bass and his leather jacket, and you know, everybody sort of contributed in bits and pieces. So I think we getting pretty close to perfection on that. And according to New Order, their reaction to the film was that it was really accurate.
This was picked up by the Weinstein Company, which to me is just kind of odd. I never pictured Harvey Weinstein being kind of like a fan of Joy Division. Or, I mean, did he ever come to you about the music, or was it just strictly the movie itself that appealed to him? And I guess, what was that relationship like in the beginning?
I think he's been seen dancing to New Order music. No, you know, I don't know. I have a good relation with him at the moment, and I feel that he really cares for the film because probably it captures two of his loves in his life, being film and music. And I guess he recognizes the strength of the performances, and you don't have to be a Joy Division fan or a knowledgeable person, I think, to like things in the film, because it's not a Joy Division film. It's in the film, but you know, the subject matter, it really is a boy who, you know, goes in search of his dreams in a way, a 16-year-old boy, and you know, he ends up somewhere where he's very disappointed with all that, and there's a love story that goes tragically wrong. But these elements of a film are very broad. You know, many people could connect to that, so it's not limited to having to know about Joy Division to enjoy this film.
We're here with Karina Longworth from the Spout blog. What's up, Karina?
Not much. What's up with you, Stu?
Not much. Just going to ask you some questions. I know you saw the film Control, right? What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. I was really happy with it because I'm a Joy Division fan, you know, and I was so worried that it was going to be a traditional rock biopic, you know, something like Walk the Line. But it's really more like a British social realist film, like a Mike Leigh movie.
There's Sam Riley as Ian Curtis is a big role for him. How did he do, and how is the band in general?
You know, I think that the most interesting thing about Sam Riley's performance to me is that, you know, the film makes a big deal about Ian Curtis's influences being like David Bowie and Iggy Pop, but he was also really influenced by Frank Sinatra and that kind of almost Broadway singing style. And even as he's like gripping the microphone and doing these crazy dances on stage, Sam Riley is really able to carry that across vocally. And I thought that was really amazing.
What about the live performance? I mean, this is kind of, it's not unprecedented, but this is a big risk. And I guess, I mean, do you think they pulled that off, or should they have gone with something more lip syncing or more, I guess, you know, along the lines of the original songs?
I think they pulled it off fantastically. And the thing that was really impressive to me is that there is a couple of points where they are playing recorded Joy Division songs in the movie, and that totally blends in seamlessly with the live performances that are the actors playing the songs.
All right, well, thank you to Karina for joining us today. Remember, you can read Karina's coverage of Toronto and about all kinds of other Toronto selections at spout.com. You can read more about New York films, filmmakers, news notes, everything that's happening here on thereeler.com as well. Until next time, I'm St. Van Arsdale for Reeler TV, signing out.